Once upon a time, there was a little kitten who was very sweet but also very disobedient. If someone told him, "Don't do that," he would immediately feel an irresistible urge to do it. One day, he went for a walk in the garden, and the little girl, who was his owner, said to him, "Stay close to the house or else you'll get lost." The garden gate was open. What did the little kitten do? He moved closer to the gate, put one paw outside, then another, and, trotting along, he proudly wandered off toward the woods. "What beautiful things they are to see here," he thought to himself. "This is more fun than walking in the garden. I could pretend I'm a tiger." With an air of importance, he raised his head proudly and pretended to walk among the trees like a tiger in the jungle. For a long time, he enjoyed himself, not noticing that night was falling. Suddenly, he realized it was dark, the little birds had stopped singing, and he was lost. All around him were tall trees that looked the same. How could he ever find his way back home? He sat down and started to cry. After a moment, a little rabbit came by and approached the kitten. "Why are you crying?" asked the little rabbit. "I'm lost," answered the little kitten. "What are you going to do?" the little rabbit replied. "Are you going to stay here all night?" At the thought of spending the night here, the kitten began to cry even harder. Then the little rabbit said, "Don't cry. I'll take you to my house, but we have to hurry. My mom must be waiting for me." Off they went, both running together. When they arrived at the burrow, the little rabbit said to the kitten, "Wow, you ran so fast, and you jumped so well. You're the quickest of all the little rabbits I know." Then he said to his mother, "Mom, I found a lost baby rabbit in the woods. I told him to come with me." "You did well," said Mother Rabbit. "Eat up and go to the bed quickly." The little rabbit settled down with a nice salad and began to eat. But the kitten started crying again. "What's wrong?" asked the little rabbit, surprised. "Don't you like salad?" "No," whimpered the little kitten. "I've never eaten it before." Hearing him cry, the mother came over to examine the little guest. She exclaimed, "But you're not a rabbit?" Immediately the whole family gathered around this strange creature. The grandmother, an experienced old rabbit, said to the kitten, "I bet you can climb trees." "Of course I can climb trees," he replied. "Rabbits don't climb trees," continued the grandmother, "but squirrels do. Look, a long tail, small ears. It's a baby squirrel." "A baby squirrel? A baby squirrel! Oh, he's so cute!" all the little rabbits cried. "Come with me," said the father rabbit. "I'll take you back to your family." He led him to the base of a tree and called out, "Ooh, Mr. Nutcracker!" "Yes, what is it?" shouted a voice from high up in the tree. "There's a lost baby squirrel here. Can you take him back to his family?" "Of course. Tell him to climb up." The little kitten wasn't used to climbing trees, so it took him a while to get up the trunk. There, nestled in the branches, he slipped into Mr. Nutcracker's home. Busy organizing his winter supplies, the squirrel barely paid him any attention. "Make yourself at home," he said. "Eat up, and tomorrow we'll look for your parents." The kitten was very hungry, but he got angry when he saw that there were only nuts. With a swipe of his paw, he scattered them. "What kind of manners are these?" shouted Mr. Nutcracker. "I'll teach you not to throw food around." He was about to raise his paw to explain the kitten, but stopped short. "But you're not a squirrel. Who are you?" "I don't know," the kitten cried. "I don't know what I am, but I'm hungry." "Come now, don't cry," said the squirrel. "Why did you come here? You should have just said you're a little hedgehog. Come, I'll take you home." They both climbed down from the tree, and the squirrel led the kitten to Mrs. Hedgehog's house. "Mrs. Hedgehog," he said, "here's a baby hedgehog who got lost in the woods. I'm bringing him back to you. Good night." "Thank you, Mr. Cracker. Good night," replied Mrs. Hedgehog, who was lying beside her children. "Go it quickly," she said to the kitten. "There are a few insects left. Then come to bed." The little kitten quickly devoured an insect and tried to snuggle up to the little hedgehog, but he was poked very hard. "Ouch! You hurt me! You poked me!" he cried, leaping out of the nest. Mother Hedgehog smiled the little kitten. "You're a strange creature," she said. "In any case, you're not a hedgehog." She quietly returned to her children, paying no more attention to the kitten, who began to cry and wailed desperately, "Meow, meow." After a moment, an owl perched nearby and said to him, "What a lot of noise for such a little cat!" "A little cat? I'm a little cat?" the kitten asked, delighted. "Of course, you lived in the house near the woods, on the other side of the road," said the owl, who knew the area well. "Oh, please take me home. I'm lost," begged the little kitten. "Follow me," said the owl as she flew off. The little kitten followed, running. They crossed through the woods, then a road, and arrived near a house. "Are you sure this is the place?" asked the kitten. But the owl had already flown back toward the woods. The little kitten examined the gate, the garden, the house, and cried out, "Yes, I'm home!" And he began to call out with all his might, "Meow, meow," until the little girl came out to fetch him. Warm and cozy in her arms, he thought to himself, "I'll never go for a walk in the woods alone again."